It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs, or get down with some dumbbells and strength equipment. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month. It's glow time. See Club for details.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break. Brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Bush.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Friday. 2 of the names that were on the intro are not here today.
No shows.
One of them are, and the other one is just some straggler coming in. Yes. Nick Sainer, Bill Bush with you on a Friday. Hello, Bill.
Great to be on with you.
It's a splendid day.
Lincoln Pius is represented very well.
I'm not sure if I would go that far.
The Thunderbolts.
There we go.
Yes, the Thunderbolts. Thunderbolt baseball. Here.
Thunderbolt baseball.
Ready to go. You're the catcher, right?
I was.
I can see it.
Did
you try to avoid signs being stolen?
Yeah. You had to watch the first base coach.
You had to watch first base coach.
Yeah.
You on the runner on second.
Yep.
I'm sure it was a concern of yours.
We switched to the body signs.
Did you talk into your glove?
No.
When you went out to talk to the pitchers, you go put the glove up?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it's just one of those things you have to do.
You have to do.
So you thought there might be some lip reading going on when you were out there?
You never know.
Okay, it's good to know.
And speaking of high school sports, I told you about this yesterday when we were on the phone. Omaha Scott Volleyball going for their 9th straight state title down at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
When you told me that number, I've never been so amazed. I really, 9 straight.
9 straight. And they were runner-up in 2014. So they've been there since 2014 every year.
That's incredible.
It's insane. It is a Friday. Happy Friday. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Jake made a trip out west to
He's
Fresno.
in Fresno. He's vacationing Fresno today.
He's excited because he gets to hike Yosemite this morning.
Yeah.
Sip is en route to East Lansing, I would assume.
Yes.
At least at some point here this morning.
That was never cleared through me.
No.
That was his travel was not cleared through
I'm not
me.
sure they ever view you as truly part of the show.
No, I've never. I'm the third wheel.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
3-legged stool has a third wheel is what it is.
That's what it is.
That's exactly right. Bella knows. Bella knows what
exactly.
it's like.
We have Bella because Josh decided to dip out and go to East Lansing too.
Everyone's there but us.
It's an all hands on deck kind of show this morning. But it is time for a Friday morning roll call. 402-464 5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. Let us know a couple things: where you're listening from, who you are, and if you want to throw your age in there, great. I don't know. Should we make them answer some general question?
I think we should ask them whether or not that they think that. No, I'm good with that. I'm good with where we're at. Yeah, we're at.
Let's just do that. Who you are, where you're from, and if you want to throw your age in there, we'd appreciate that. Once again, that phone number 402-464-5685. All right, so Bill, before we get really deep into it, Thursday Night Football was last night, and I read this stat on the way in this morning. This comes from Adam Schefter. At 5-3 overall, the Steelers are the 34th team all time since 1933, when rushing and receiving stats were first tracked, to be outgained in each of their first 8 games of the season. They've been outgained in yards all 8 games, and they have a 5-3 record.
That's incredible. That also would fall into probably some of the same numbers we've talked about here that has been very discussed, is the turnovers that Nebraska has, and the record they have is also an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, well, and you looked at the game last night a little bit. Like, Najee Harris isn't doing running back one type of things. Like, he scored a touchdown last night, but the Pittsburgh Steelers offense struggling immensely. I mean, Kenny Pickett looks serviceable, but like you said, the turnovers. But luckily, unfortunately enough for the Steelers, they were going against a rookie quarterback in Will Levis that made some rookie decisions last night.
In the last drive, all I watched of the game was the last drive by the Titans.
Yeah,
it's the only thing I watched because I was into Texas Tech versus TCU. That was the game that I was watching.
Nice.
But first play should have been an interception. About the 7th play, I'm talking right in their hands. Should have been an interception. They finally, on the 3rd time, he finally threw the interception that ended the game. There was some bad balls in that last drive.
Yeah.
But again, rookie quarterback, he had him alive. He made some throws in that last drive to be able to get that done. But with what you see out of Pittsburgh with those offensive numbers, that's very shocking that they are where they're at. Also gives great tribute to the culture from Mike Tomlin and that team to be where they're at. That's hard to do. So it's a great job coaching by him.
Okay, so you were watching college football. TCU, they improved to 4-5 after last night, right? They have to either
did not improve. They lost.
They lost. Thank you.
So they
fell to 4-5.
There's a difference there.
There is a difference. Thank you. Now here's the deal, though. TCU, a year removed after making the national title game, they have to either win 2. They have to win 2 of their next 3 to become bowl eligible,
which is Texas, Oklahoma, Baylor.
Exactly. 2 of those top 10 teams. Is it because of not having a quarterback? As you watched the game last night, what's TCU's
and the quarterback made a few errors. The last interception he threw on the last drive was not his error. Completely shut off the route by the wide receiver. But when you watch the 2 defenses, in number-wise, very similar. But Texas Tech was just knocking the crap out of TCU. Physical. They had so many big tackles and physical. Even the numbers weren't great, but TCU looked completely uninterested on defense. It looked as if, I hope we make a magic call and this works. But there wasn't near the grit on the side of TCU that what Texas Tech had last night. So they're going to go from being in the national championship game, not just the playoffs, to not being in a bowl game. I cannot see any way that team can beat a Texas or Oklahoma, and Baylor will be a pick 'em.
Yeah, exactly. So once again, let's do a roll call. 402-464-5685. Bill, we got over 100 texts here that we got to sift through.
Through. Let's hear from the breakers. This is amazing that they're supporting right now. This is kind of like this is the JV team.
That seems disrespectful.
Well, a little bit. I'm talking about myself.
Well, I understand, but I'm included in that.
You're included in that for us right there, but.
I don't know.
Bella would definitely not be JV. That's for sure. She's national champion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Came on air last night.
I feel a little
understaffed.
Yeah,
understudies. Understudies. We're the understudies.
They're good enough to.
We're all
play.
the understudies. That's what we are. We fill in.
Wow.
We're the understudies.
All right. So
I was talking about myself.
I understand that.
I didn't throw you guys. It wasn't like, well, we got the.
We're involved in that conversation.
Yes.
We're part of this team this morning. Okay, let's get through some of these. We have Andrew in Golden, Colorado, checking in. Saint Potato listening from
one of my favorites
from near south. He says we have. Let's see, Bill and Bennett, age 58.
Nice.
Brody in Kansas, age
Brody
26.
sounds new.
Brody in Kansas, age 26. Ryan in Delaware, age 38. Scott from Cortland in Lincoln, age 59.
Scott looks 58. I met him before.
Yep, there you go. Stu Pedazzo, age 57, from Waverly, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
How about that?
Minnesota, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah. You hosers.
We got Mike in Lindsborg, Kansas. We have let's see. Fufu Jill in Papillion, age 61, listening. Noah, age 35, in Hamilton, Ohio. Nyla's listening on the way to work. She says, can't believe they ditched you, Bill.
Yeah, they left me out, Nyla. Yeah. Nyla brings us candy. She's amazing.
Yeah, there you go. Craig is listening from his bed.
Nice.
How about that?
A little awkward.
Yeah, a
little awkward. All right, a little weird. We're a little freaked out on that.
Milt in Arkansas, age 59. Harley Pete in Lincoln, age 63. Man, they just keep rolling in. Let's just skip a couple here. How about this one? Pete and Bennett. I work with Nick's dad.
Nice.
Hell of a crane operator. That's my father.
Did he run the crane that was out here the other day?
So do you know Dodge Road in Omaha?
Yes.
He built that. He ran the crane for that.
The whole road. He put it in Dodge Street.
There you go. In Omaha. There you go.
That's pretty incredible.
Shout out to my father, Craig. Anyway, so thanks. Shout out to Pete.
Just so you know, like the crane operators, they're not making like $12.50 an hour. They're doing a lot better than that.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna get, but your family has expendable cash.
I have not asked
expendable money. Yes.
How about this? Jim in Lebanon, Indiana, 62. Dave in Fullerton, age 59. We have Adam listening.
Dave, love the hat.
Yep. Dave in Fullerton, age 59. Adam from Cleveland, Ohio, age 31.
OHIO.
Says, stopped by the show last Friday and marking myself safe for Bill. Headed to East Lansing tonight. Go Big Red.
Nice.
All right. Who else we got here? We have Dale from Crete, age 63, listening in West Point.
West Point, that is just south of my home stomping grounds of Pender.
There you go. He said it was for Bill. I was born in West Point.
Yeah, I think the West Point. I wonder if he was a cadet or was he Catholic? West Point Catholic.
How about this? Jeremy the Grill Master says, I'm Jeremy here at work in Lincoln. Thanks for reading my text, Nick. Does Jake not read texts?
Well, sometimes when I will say this, sometimes like on the roll call, we might get 500. That's a while. We might go through the whole day and not talk about any sports whatsoever and just read text. So
that's incredible.
So I'm gonna have to defend Jake on this.
Okay.
And generally I like to make fun of people that aren't here, but this one I have to defend him on.
How about this? This is kind of aggressive. Ron in Lincoln says it's better when Jake does a show all by himself. Look at that. Maybe Ron views us as the JV team, Bill.
Well, Ron could be right.
Ron very well might be right.
Jake's the only one that really Jake and Nick, you could do the show by yourself. There's no chance I could, because I couldn't imagine you trying to run the board. That alone right there. Having live airwaves would be next to impossible.
It makes it easier to do the show by yourself in the fall rather than in the middle of June.
Yes, that would be a hard one. Yes.
Okay, a couple more before we keep it rolling here. Wyatt from Wilbur, 21 years old. How about that? A year younger than I am.
Wilbur.
How about that? Wyatt and Wilbur. Kobe's listening in Wilmington, North Carolina. Jake hates me, says Jake has very clear favorites on the text line.
We'll have to address this with him.
Hello, Jake hates me. Good morning. Happy Friday. Ron. I threw Ron under the bus. He says it's better than when Jake does a show all by himself. Ron, listen, we take back everything we said about you.
Sorry about that.
Anyway.
Like that. I have some idle chit chat.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Parkview Animal Hospital. I had to take Sugar back in for a little checkup.
Okay.
And so I go in there. They're incredible. They're just, if you have an issue with your animal, your pet, Parkview Animal Hospital. I walk in with Sugar. 7 people I counted. Everyone knew Sugar's name.
Wow.
They walk in out there like, hey, how's Sugar doing? How's she doing with her knows, and that this has happened before, and this didn't just happen one time. We had a couple of things we had to get checked, and something to do with. She has like a little onesie she has to wear.
Yeah.
She has a little sleeve, or a body sleeve she has to wear. Had to make some adjustments on that. They handle it incredibly. So Parkview Animal Hospital, if you have any issues with your pet, that's the place to go.
And they know Sugar's name.
They know. My point is, they would know your pet's name. It's not just Sugar. That's just who they are. That is just who they are. So very, very incredible group. Great working with them, and appreciate all the help.
Wow. So, all right. Parkview Animal Hospital.
That'd be idle chit chat. Bye.
Newton's Lawn Care. Give them a call today. 402-440-6297. That's Newton's Lawn Care.
If you call right now, Andrew won't answer. He's probably out. He's in my backyard right. He's doing right now. He gets there. Yeah, he gets there. He always works from about 4:30 to 6:30.
Yeah.
And most of it's just on. It's just checking everything out. It's unbelievable. That's what he does for the people.
Shout out to Newton's Lawn Care.
Yeah, Andrew Newton.
There you go, Andrew Newton. All right, Bill. Let's dive deep into this here, because yesterday, around 3 p.m., the Big Ten conference schedule for 2024 was officially released. So now we know Nebraska's full slate going forward in 2024. Obviously, the first year that the conference expands to the 18 teams. We knew this. Nebraska's non-conference games, home games against UTEP, Colorado, and Northern Iowa. And then how about this? For the first time in what feels like a very long time, Nebraska's going to start at home to begin the conference slate against Illinois.
It appeared, if you have it with you right there?
I do.
Can you read it off?
Yeah, so it's
the conference slate.
Yep. Illinois, at Purdue, at home against Rutgers, then 2 road games against Indiana and Ohio State. UCLA comes to Lincoln. Nebraska travels to USC. Wisconsin comes here. And then Nebraska wraps it up against Iowa in Iowa City.
It would appear, if you just went by logos, it's a great start for Nebraska.
Yeah.
You're not jumping into a juggernaut where it's like, hey, we're at Penn State for the opener. We're at Ohio State for the opener. We're at Washington for the opener, or Oregon. You look at it and say, okay, the chance of, if you just went logo only, it's a very favorable start.
Yeah.
But it's also I'm a big fan of discussing schedules. And so this year, the schedule has been a plus for the matchup for Nebraska. The schedule next year is definitely harder when you take USC and UCLA in there, Ohio State in there. So there are some more difficult games, but they're not called crossover games anymore. But the two lower logos of Rutgers and Indiana are 2 teams that you picked up that doesn't crush you. If you'd have thrown a Penn State in there for one of those, it would have been a rough deal.
Well, and you look at some of the other. I mean, obviously some programs got hit harder with a schedule than maybe Nebraska did.
Michigan did for sure.
I was just going to bring up Michigan. So how about this? I mean, you just look at some of the logos, like you said, they'll start their conference season against USC at home. Michigan, the Wolverines will. 2 weeks later, they have to go on the road to Washington. Obviously have a game against Minnesota mixed in there. You have the rivalry game against Michigan State thrown in there as well. But then it's a home game against Oregon, all leading up to the game against Ohio State. That's a gauntlet.
Yeah, that's a rough schedule. It's a rough schedule. And Nebraska, I think, for 2 years avoids. Is that not correct? They avoid the Washington, Oregon for 2 years.
Yes.
And so, but when you went through it, I went through each school. It seemed pretty balanced. It really did. I thought Michigan had probably the hardest one. Any time that you have your crossover game, your protected game is a Michigan or Ohio State playing each other, that's real. Because they're probably going to be a top 5 team. When you have the protected games, there's some that really don't have anything. I don't think Penn State even has a protected game. No. That's crazy. They've been in the Big Ten for 30 years. Don't have a rival. Don't have a rivalry.
Yeah, and Nebraska's lone protected rival is Iowa. Exactly.
Yeah. And they don't consider it a rivalry.
No.
They'll never consider it no, our rivalry is Iowa, Wisconsin.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so it's fascinating because you look at a couple of those new programs that are joining the Big Ten, the UCLAs, the USCs, the Washingtons, and the Oregons. Just going down like UCLA's schedule, you have to travel to Happy Valley 1 week. Then you come back home for a game against Minnesota, but then the very next week, another cross-country trip to Rutgers. I mean, that's going to be the new norm for a couple of those
That's
programs.
crazy because I felt they would do everything they could to avoid that. Or if you had two cross country, it would be at the very beginning and the very end or someplace in there.
Spread them out. But that was the first thing I noticed was that UCLA, they'll have, I mean, look at this little 4-game slate. I mean, 5-game slate, honestly, if you want to talk about that. Home against Oregon, on the road at Penn State, home against Minnesota, on the road at Rutgers, on the road at Nebraska. That's a tough 5-game slate because those weeks will feel real short with that long travel. And so you just look at, obviously, Nebraska, like we said, if you're just now joining us, it's lined up like this: home Illinois, road Purdue, versus Rutgers, at Indiana, at Ohio State, versus UCLA, at USC, home against Wisconsin, and then finishing up with a Friday game against the Iowa Hawkeyes. So
very good.
Yeah. So, I mean, just interesting schedule. Once again, it was released yesterday, and you feel, I mean, Bill and I both talked yesterday a little bit about it. We'll talk a little bit more as we continue. Feel pretty good about Nebraska's opportunity ahead in 2024, especially in the first 7 games or so prior to that Ohio State game on the road. It feels like Nebraska could have an opportunity to really be competitive in the Big Ten landscape, which, once again, you pointed out, no divisions, no divisions, no crossover. It's the 2 best teams go to Lucas Oil at the end of the year.
It'll look much different when you look at the standings. When you pull the standings up, it'll be a way different look.
Yeah.
When there's no East and West, and right now there's only a couple that still have a sides. I think right now the Pac-12 doesn't, the ACC does, Big 12 doesn't, and the SEC does. So I guess there's a couple that still have it, but it goes away in every league next year. Every league is just the top 2.
Yeah, we got asked on the text line who are the non-con opponents. It's 3 home games. Nebraska doesn't have to go on the road for non-conference next year. It's UTEP on August 31st, Colorado the following week, Northern Iowa comes to town, UNI, and potential former Husker quarterback Joe Gans, who's on that Northern Iowa staff.
Joey's doing a great job with them.
He is, and so he could potentially be making his way back to Lincoln next fall. All right, let's talk a little bit about this before we gotta take our first break. Michigan. We've heard throughout the course of the week here where Big Ten athletic directors, sometimes the little coaches are involved to a certain extent, have met now with Tony Petitti not once, but twice. They met earlier this week, and then they also met, I believe, last night. I read over social media, and Tony Petitti is going to be in Ann Arbor today for Michigan's field hockey match. So how about that? I want to ask you this, Bill. Through everything, as now another low-level staffer was announced that he got fired because of some other off-the-field stuff going on. That's now, I mean, once again, just another thing that Michigan has had to endure, whether it's an investigation, whether it's a low-level staffer being fired.
Shemmy Schembeckler.
Yep, or whether it's Connor Stallion and the sign-stealing allegations, right? When Tony Petitti eventually makes a decision on this is a very big deal towards his reputation as commissioner of the Big Ten Conference. And he's still relatively early in his tenure. He's got to figure out a way to get this right because the Big Ten to this point, in my opinion, has not acted swiftly.
No, it feels as if there is a stare down right now between the Big Ten commissioner or office and Michigan, where it's kind of like, Michigan, what are you going to do? And if Michigan's like, we're waiting for what you're going to, or I'm sure Michigan's like, we're just going to wait for everything to unfold.
Yeah.
We're going to wait for the NCAA investigation. They say they're fully cooperative, which I'm sure they are. I'm not saying that they're not, but everybody else wants answers right now. If there was ever a phone call you'd like to have sat in on just to listen, that would have been the last 2 that went on. That would have been incredible to listen to the phone call between all the Big Ten coaches. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. And Tony Petitti. That would have been a remarkable phone call to listen into, because I would imagine all the rumors you hear it was very heated in the first one with comments being made and what they think should be done. I also thought it was interesting that Jim McElwain came out and said that Connor Stallions was not on the pass list. Did not say he was not on the field. There's a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big difference. It's again, it's almost worse. He's not on the pass list. It's like, well, how did he get his gear? The thing that's different is sometimes I understand that maybe someone could slip someone a pass or something could happen of that nature. Somebody has actually slipped him the exact coaching gear. And also that also has come out. There's no one, I've talked to several people from college coaching. We get this general conversation I'll have during the day. And we're all just like, it would take no time whatsoever. Take about a 4-minute meeting to be how this happened. Who is this guy? Because you don't hear one word out of Western Michigan like that. That was Rob Smith. He's an associate AD. That's so-and-so. That's all that it is. There is not one person said, that is not Connor Stalions. They'd have found the guy. If there's a guy on the sideline, he'd been like, that was me.
Exactly.
Somebody would jump up like, whoa, what's going on? This is me. He was there.
And there'd be no reason to suppress that.
Yes.
There'd be no reason to keep that. Be like, hey, Mark Wright said that was him. We're all good.
Yeah.
Like whatever he
Take
did.
a look at him. Here's me. I can show you that I still have the pass. It's hanging on my locker. Whatever it is. You have all kinds of ways. That didn't happen.
And frankly, from a Central Michigan standpoint, they would want that to happen. They would want to come out and say, hey, it was not him. We can prove it because here's the guy.
I always put it down as like, what would go through your mind if all of a sudden you're accused of murder and you had no chance it was you? What would your first comment be when you had a live interview? You'd go nuts.
Yeah.
This is not right. This is not me. I did not do this. You didn't hear any of those things. Like, well, we're going to run it up the chain and see what happens. Take a look at it. We cleared the pass list. And so in a way, the head coach, McElwain's kind of like, hey, it's not on any of us. It was on the pass list. Well, someone gave him the pass. Someone approved it. But this thing now it's crossed over to other schools. Now it's involved because the accusations are two things with Central Michigan is that there's two things. One, he was helping them against Michigan State. Yeah. B, he had access to better viewing of Michigan State.
Yeah.
And so there was two things that go with it. Just happens to be in sunglasses.
We got
on the sideline.
A question on the text line at night.
At night.
It was a night game.
That's the whole thing. Yes.
Whatever.
No one else.
No one else that even had sunglasses on their hat.
No,
not even covered. What are the odds anything happens to Michigan before the end of the year?
NCAA, I think it's almost none.
Yeah.
That it won't play out fast enough to have that. And then the football playoff committee made it very clear that they're on a wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
If the football playoff committee would have came out and had them 8th because of allegations, because they can do that. They could just say, we just see this thing as a unfair advantage for a team. That could happen to them. But if right now, if there's no way they're going to get held out of it, there's nothing they're going to do. And so it's going to be, it could just be where the bottom line for this thing. Who's it bad for? The players.
Yeah.
The players didn't sign up for any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Did not sign up for any of these things. And so that's where it gets all sideways.
I was thinking about that yesterday, actually. The potential exodus from Michigan after this happens, because number one, you don't know who's going to be on staff. You don't know who's going to be retained and who they're going to move on from. You also don't know what the effects of it are. Is there a postseason ban? Is there a bowl game ban? Is there? I don't want to say is there anything meaningful to play for, because that's not where I'm trying to go with it. But frankly, I mean, you're at a top 5 institution in terms of college football, and you can't make the postseason.
Just remember, Michigan's the winningest football team in the history of college football.
That's right.
And obviously with their academic prowess is very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's the University of Michigan.
Yeah.
They have the best fight song.
Okay.
Yeah, they have the best fight song. They do. Don't get mad at me, Nebraska. I like Nebraska's fight song, but if Nebraska's fight song was playing in Alabama, they would know what it was. But
everybody knows Michigan.
Everybody knows Michigan's.
Everybody knows Michigan's. In that call with Tony Petitti, a Big Ten coach told The Athletic that, quote, there is a ton of frustration. Look at Jim Harbaugh's record before this started. The guy was on the hot seat prior to 2021, and now he's the king of college football. No doubt in our minds across the entire league that this has had a profound effect. It feels like everybody's on the same page.
When it comes down to if I'm calling the game, which I've done numerous times on defense, and I know what play they're running, if all of a sudden it's like, coach, it's speed option.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not calling this. Hey, they're running counter. I'm not calling this. So I can call some, hey, they're going double move on the outside, play action double move. I mean, all the things that you can change up in your calls to give you advantage that you don't have to say a word to the players. You're just going to put them in a better spot. If I'm on offense and they're telling me, I remember a play that happened last year that would be very interesting, was they had a big screen pass versus a full-out blitz by Ohio State where Michigan scored from about 60 yards. And I'm like, that is a call that is meant to go against pressure. And they got him in one on a 3rd and 8 or something, and they came after him and they got him for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, like, if they knew that, if Michigan knew that was the call coming, then that would be a major deal.
Yeah, it's incredible. It was, I mean, there was a video that was released about Ohio State during the Ohio State game where Connor Stalions, and because now videos are coming out the wazoo of Connor Stalions signaling things on the sideline and then syncing them up to what play it was. And there was a situation where he like does the signal for run right, and Michigan's defense brings their safeties to the front in the box, and Ohio State runs right. And that was against the last year in the game between Michigan and Ohio State, where they had all those weapons on the perimeter. And if there's a chance of passing on 3rd and 5 when you're 15 yards away from the goal line, Michigan's not doing that. They're not expecting to run right or being able to sell out on the run. And they ended up getting the running back for a loss of 1 yard. Ohio State had to kick a field goal. And so you just have more and more video and content coming to the surface that makes this look worse and worse.
There's one that, like I said, this thing is not going away. There's been a lot of comments made, by, I think it was, I want to misquote, but I believe it was from Walters at Purdue, where it's like, it's not allegations.
Yeah, so I have it pulled up. Ryan Walters, who does not hold back. Ryan Walters does not hold back. He's not shy. He says, quote, "They aren't allegations. It happened. There's video evidence. There's ticket purchases that you can track back. We know for a fact that they were at a number of our games." And so there you go. And he said that we're going to have to work on new verbiage this week because Purdue plays Michigan. He goes, we're going to have to work on new verbiage. We're going to have to maybe huddle up, which we've never done all season long. He goes, we have to make adjustments to plan for what could possibly be known by the other team. So it's just it's a weird world that we're living on, and it feels like
it's going to keep coming and keep coming.
Yeah.
And everything I hear from people that are in the business, they're like, Bill, there's way more stuff coming.
I would ask
it's all you hear is there's way more stuff coming. And I think right now, you have to give the Big Ten and Tony Petitti a little bit of slack with their like going like, well, there's more information that you guys don't even know that we know.
Yeah.
We need everything before all of a sudden, if you make an error and you pull the plug or you do something very aggressive against one of your members, if you do that and for some reason it comes back that it's not 100% factual or it's something so minute that this should have never happened, that's a big deal. It's almost like they'd rather be like, let it play out, and if we have to make an adjustment later. But in the end, the penalties are going to be huge. They're going to be huge because they already have a coach that was suspended, self-imposed, and the NCAA didn't agree to it. They're like, you can suppose that, but that's not. We don't agree to 3 games. They wanted more, and now they have this on top of where there's definitely problems. So this is going to go to this has to go into a major infraction ruling as it goes down the pipe.
How much of this how much does this affect the value of that TV deal? Also, whatever the repercussions are at Michigan, because right now it feels like that Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing at each other, like, "Are you going to make the move? Am I going to make the move? Who's going to make the move?" I'm curious to see if this affects the TV deal at all. Because
I think you're signed. As far as
I think so too. But in terms, I mean, let's say go to the drastic extreme. Jim Harbaugh's not the coach anymore. Whoever's at Michigan might not have the type of notoriety and the I guess, just popularity that now Jim Harbaugh, maybe for the wrong reasons, has kind of gotten over the last couple of years.
What will come down if for some reason he's not the coach there, what will come down is what are the other stipulations with the penalties? Because once they start taking scholarships away from you, you have to all of a sudden have to try to make this all up and NIL to get enough people on good players. But you just look on how the fall happens. TCU was in the national championship game. They won't make a bowl game this year. Mm-hmm. You can take a look at Clemson. You know, they're 4-4, probably going to 4-5 playing Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Be shocking if they could beat Notre Dame. They have a chance to not go to a bowl game after their long run. And so things happen very quickly. The number of times you just look at teams and go, how in the world did this happen? Yeah. This could be one of those stories where 2 years from now, you're like, how did this happen?
It's a Friday. No Jake Sorensen. He's out in Fresno. Sip is up in East Lansing or en route to East Lansing. Josh is also in East Lansing this morning or afternoon. And so as
it's the understudies.
It's the understudies.
The understudies
Nick
are
Sainer,
here.
Bill Bush,
The graduate assistants are here.
Bella's here as well. It's a Friday. You know what that means? Field storming possibilities coming up next. It's a really good slate of college football this week, and we'll tell you all about it coming up next. Early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra.
It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in November, with the best breakfast sandwiches in Lincoln made just the way you want. Order a caramel latte this month, and 10% of proceeds will go to the Lincoln Habitat for Humanity. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference. Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget,
They deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and man, the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this. Happening right now at Koppel, you have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right. Happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at KoppelCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with approved credit.
Are you looking for a night of epic fun without breaking the bank? Look no further than Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Join us for a late night special every Sunday through Thursday night and enjoy nonstop action with our Unlimited Fun promotion. Unlimited Fun includes everything you need for an unforgettable night out. Unlimited bowling, unlimited laser tag, and unlimited lucky putt mini golf. Show a valid college or military ID at check-in and get $2 off your admission. Visit the daily rates page at sunvalleylanes.com for complete details.
Sun Valley.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down. But don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf, inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf.
This
I'm not on drugs. I'm not drunk.
is Early Break with Zip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here, Early Break on The Ticket. Nick Sainer, Bill Bush hanging out with you guys on a Friday. Appreciate you hanging out as well as Nebraska getting ready for their matchup against the Michigan State Spartans tomorrow. 11 a.m. kickoff on Fox Sports 1. Don't have to worry about Peacock until next Saturday when it's Nebraska and Maryland at home.
That's going to throw me. And it really throws me this weekend because I really want to watch that Northwestern Iowa game.
Yeah.
And we can get to it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to have it on TV maybe that I can walk over to look at, but you can't get it out of streaming fast enough. There's too many games on. The schedule is one of the best Saturdays ever. It really is.
Let's it's time for Field Storming Possibilities. FSPs sponsored by Kaiser Painting. All right, Bill, take it away, my man.
Thank you. And Kaiser Painting. Kaiser Painting is coming over to my house today at 1:00.
Oh,
to look at a potential job that we're doing. And I'm like, well, we're pretty busy and stuff. And he's like, don't worry about it. We can just do it at night. So he's going to do it like from 1 a.m. till 4 a.m. They're going to bring their crew in and paint. It's incredible.
Wow.
They paint 24/7. They're the only painting crew that does that. Remember, 8 weeks of paid vacation. Then right now, Jay has also upped it. It's $1,000 signing bonus.
Whoa.
$1,000 signing bonus. So, and again, 8 weeks off. So 2 months off a year, paid vacation.
Yeah.
And also there also is ownership options and stock. So it's a really good deal. So I'd buy into that thing with Jay. FSPs. All right. Ohio State at Rutgers, 100. Rutgers somehow pulls a miracle. They're storming. It's a storm.
Yeah, no question
Again,
about it.
Florida State at Pitt. I mean, that'll be, again, stadium half full.
One thing about that Rutgers game real quick. Rutgers is 6-2.
They're 6-2. You have to give them some respect.
People are not realizing that Rutgers is already a bowl eligible team.
They're 6-2 after 8 games.
Yeah.
6-2 after 8 games. Florida State at Pitt. Again, place will be half full at best, but they would storm. Here's the game that would be the storm of all storms.
Okay.
Just like in your face if it happens. Oklahoma at Oklahoma State. Bedlam.
Oh, last one of the
It's
last
at
one.
Okie State.
Yeah.
The mullet Gundy. I mean, he's been very outspoken on this. There's been all kinds of talk back and forth between the two teams. They've already said there is no Bedlam anymore. Okie State said we're not playing it, and it's going to be a big time game. Then you've got Penn State at Maryland. They'll storm that 100%. A tough one, yes, but they would. East Carolina would storm if they got to play Tulane. East Carolina would storm if they beat Tulane. Here's the one that's interesting: Iowa. And technically, it's at Northwestern, even though it's at Wrigley.
Yeah,
I see that. I could see storming.
Would Northwestern storm the field?
Northwestern would storm Wrigley if they beat Iowa. Northwestern would storm Wrigley if they beat Iowa.
How many people do you think are traveling for Northwestern?
Well,
for fans.
Well, it's not really traveling; it's in the same town.
Somewhat
so,
making the trip instead of going to Ryan Field.
Correct.
They're going to Wrigley Field.
There's probably a little bit more actually. Probably like, let's just go watch it.
It's a special
They're playing okay.
Yeah.
They have a chance at a bowl game, so they're doing fine. KU at Iowa State. That's got a chance. KU. I think about this. Iowa State may storm if they beat KU.
Yeah.
Where KU for 20 years was the worst team in the FBS.
Well,
and now they can be stormed.
Iowa State, according to Brett McMurphy's bowl projections, also projected to match up with Nebraska. The Iowa State Cyclones.
That would be a great game.
Iowa State Cyclones in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl.
That would be great.
Murphy.
Having a team from Iowa playing Nebraska.
Yeah, and former Husker Chase Contreras is the kicker,
doing very well.
Yeah, same with Ben Bramer. Yeah, Ben Bramer, who was the former Husker,
playing
commit.
Very well. I just talked to his dad last week.
Yeah, has like 3 or 4 touchdowns on the season as a freshman.
Washington at USC. USC may storm.
Yeah.
USC may storm. I like that one. Oregon State, who's also ranked, at Colorado. Oregon State at Colorado. There'll be a storming.
Yeah.
And then you got UCLA at Arizona. UCLA at Arizona. Arizona stormed last week when they beat Oregon State. May happen again. UCLA is obviously a ranked team. That'd be right now. Arizona's kind of one of those sneaky hot teams that you don't want to play
with a backup quarterback in Noah Fafita.
Yes, you do not want to play Arizona right now. They should have beaten USC in double overtime, but they are playing very, very good. So we have that. Then we're running a couple more for you, Mr. Sainer. Off the grid games. BC at Syracuse. Why? Okay. What's the interest there? What do you think, Nick?
No clue.
BC wins. I think it's the end of the Dino Babers. I think it's over. I think right now it's in real trouble. Yeah. But I believe if BC wins that's done. Texas A&M at Ole Miss. A&M needs to win this. They've already lost 3.
Yeah.
If they lose 4, it's going to cause such a stir in the coaching profession. Of everyone knows that he would be fired. He's below what Sumlin was during his time there, but they owe him like $93 million guaranteed. Could you imagine someone getting that payout? Could you imagine that?
It's incredible the change in feeling around Texas A&M. Just a few weeks ago, there was the discussion of they might knock off Alabama this week. They might knock off Bama at home. Bama comes in, they win by a couple scores, and now the narrative around A&M is completely shifted.
It's just it's crickets. And then and who has caught some populars with that their ascending football team? Texas. So they're in the same state, and forever they held that over Texas. Like, you guys are in the Big 12, we're in the SEC, whatever. Now they're all going to be in the SEC. Texas is getting all the attention. That is tough on A&M fans. That'll be very difficult. ASU at Utah. That's an off-the-grid game. This is not the same ASU. They're playing really well. Could have easily beat Washington. Rolled, I think it was Washington State last week.
Yep.
That's a tough game. That's a very tough game. BYU at West Virginia. West Virginia wins. It locks up for them that they will now from the coach that was like guaranteed to get fired.
Yeah, Neil Brown.
Not getting fired. And he's got to be so sick about that Hail Mary at Houston.
Yeah.
If he has that one won, so that's a big one. And then Boise State at Fresno State. Boise State is still in the race. Fresno in the Mountain West, that is a no division league again.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a big game right there. Boise's 4-4 at Fresno. So they could go to 4-5, but they're still, I believe they're 3-1 in the league. And so that's a very, very important game. So several games that are kind of off the grid that has huge implications.
The parity in college football just throughout the season. Take a step back and you look at some of those teams that we mentioned of ranked teams, right? You mentioned the Kansas, the Washington States have been ranked pretty high this season. But you mentioned Oregon State. Missouri is a top 15 team under Elijah Drinkwitz and is recruited really well.
And they had LSU on the ropes.
Yeah.
On the ropes.
And this is a really big week for Missouri because they go into Georgia.
Yep.
They go into number what is it now? Number 2 or number 3 Georgia, whatever the college football playoff ranking is for the Bulldogs. And there's certainly a possibility that if Georgia starts slow or sleeps a little bit, that hey, Missouri is a really good football team.
Really good football team. If it was at Missouri, remember last year, Missouri?
Yeah.
That's the only close game that Georgia really had. But Ohio State game in the playoffs.
In the playoff game.
But they had one regular season tight game, and that was at Missouri.
Yeah. So once again, that is FSP's Field Storming Possibilities, sponsored by Kaiser Painting. How about that? 2 weeks paid vacation.
2 weeks paid vacation, $1,000 signing bonus.
No reason not to sign up.
And then they paint 24/7.
Yep.
24/7. So if you want to get something painted on a Saturday night, they got it.
Might as well do it.
Yeah.
That's Kaiser Painting once again, and that is a Field Storming Possibilities. All right, Bill, I'm not sure if we've ever done like a 2-man show like this.
We never have.
We never have.
Never have.
So you've never participated in Song of the Day when I'm the one choosing the song.
Correct.
This is a first. This is going to be a first for us in the next segment. All right.
I'm very excited about it.
Here we go.
I trust you.
We'll see what happens.
The understudies.
The understudies. The Song of the Day sponsored by Starter Heyman coming up next. Get those keyboard fingers ready.
It's like
you'll have to send us a
like
rating.
we're all going to we're Broadway or the Nutcracker, and we're like the understudies ready to go.
Yep.
If someone gets injured or sick or
I just saw the Seinfeld episode where Bette Midler gets hurt in the softball game because George runs her over, and Jerry's girlfriend starts crying and everything.
Yes.
So there you go.
That was a great one.
It's great. Seinfeld.
George had to get her a hot dog.
Yeah. Kramer got mad at everybody because they were trying to apologize to Bette Midler.
He's in the hospital with her. Kramer's in the hospital with Bette Midler.
The entire time. All right, let's do it. Song of the Day coming up next on The Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down. But don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf. Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in November with the best breakfast sandwiches in Lincoln made just the way you want. Order a caramel latte this month, and 10% of proceeds will go to the Lincoln Habitat for Humanity. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're like most guys with symptoms, you don't want to ask for help. Perhaps a free consult with the men's health experts will encourage you. What could it hurt? Limitless knows exactly how to treat your symptoms. They will verify with a blood test, and in a very short time, you'll feel like a new man. So don't drag your feet. You're not going to feel better unless you get help. The providers at Limitless know what they're doing. To receive your custom treatment plan, schedule online at limitlessmail.com and get your life back.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. This week, enjoy a 2-day sale on November 3rd and 4th. Get USDA Choice Whole New York Strip Loin for $6.99 per pound. Bone-in turkey breast for $1.99 per pound, and plenty more options. That's all at Fairway Meat Market for the 2-day sale on November 3rd and 4th in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're a big tough? If you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
he stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
of your score. I feel the lyrics are incredible.
Okay.
You know, I met a strange lady. She made me nervous. She brought me in and made me breakfast.
Yep. Vegemite sandwich.
A bit of my sandwich. Was it a bit of my sandwich?
Yes.
That's
And then the second verse says,
it was.
Yep.
So I think the lyrics are incredible. The name of the band again, tell me again.
Men at Work.
Men at Work, which I think is another nice name for
There
a
you
band.
go.
I like that. Not a huge fan of the song. I like the lyrics. It'd be one that if I'm driving, I'd have to be distracted to leave it on. I don't think I would sing it that much. I take it back. I probably leave it on.
Okay.
Probably leave it on. It's a 5.999.
Yikes.
Yeah, 599.
That is not great.
That's not a horrible one. I've given out some 2s.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is. I'm not visibly shaken over this.
I'll be 100%. I'll be 100% honest. This is one I play when I golf.
Really?
And I don't think I've ever hit a bad shot when
Really?
it's on.
It is kind of a relaxing kind of, but I think the lyrics are incredible.
I think it's pretty groovy. Okay, so a 5.99.
Yes, I'm saying Bella's a 6'2", 7'8".
Whoa! How about that?
Nice. All right, Bella.
All right.
Get down.
Let's go to the Starter Heyman Jewelers text line 402-464-5685. We're all over the place on this one. I'll be honest.
I can see that.
We're all over the place. We got a lot of low scores at the start. John in Southeast Lincoln gives it a 3. Guilt Nerd says meh, 3.1. The dude in Columbus, how about that? 9.2.
9.2.
We have who in Columbus?
Bird.
6.8. Ryan in Delaware says 6.3. We have Jennifer who gives it a 5, and hubby gives it a 6. Headhunter, yikes, says
man.
Big Swim, no bad, not bad, but sorry, a drowning has occurred with this song. 2.333.
Big Swim.
There
That's
it is.
because you wore that big blue.
I'm not gonna lie, Bill.
Yes.
I looked at it in my closet and said maybe I should wear it this
I would love to
morning.
have seen it this morning.
I thought about it.
That would have been remarkable.
If it was a little warmer outside, then maybe. We have Husker Mike and Waterloo said solid pick 9.0. Repeat 6.4.
Jake must have done this.
Jake must have done it. John says very good song 7. We have great job, Nick. So we have another 7.8. Band built for MTV, says Cleat, 6.02. Scott from Bancroft is mad. He says, Nick, I expected better from you. Still love you guys. 4.33783.
Thank you. Bancroft Rosalie.
Yeah, so I mean, we're right around there. Not a whole lot of high numbers. A lot of 6 to the 8 range for Down Under by Men at Work.
I thought your effort was very good.
Okay.
That was very good. Also, my sister has texted in to me.
Okay.
She wanted to pass some things along that you're doing an outstanding job.
Thank you.
She feels the understudies are doing a very good job. Yes.
I got a text during the break as well that the show, I mean, they were still listening to it. So that's a good. Now, they did tell me, and this is a good friend, David from Renew, said, hey, by the way, if you end up, the song of the day can make or break the show. So now I'll be anxiously awaiting to see if our show is still made.
Yes.
If we're allowed back on the air after this break. It's a very exciting hour number 2 coming up. We have normal conversation with Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports. Tell you which ones should you bet on? Which ones should you put your money on for this weekend? Bill and I will also talk a lot about the college football slate because it's a great one.
It's a great one. Then also, just so the listeners know, when it comes to Bill's Thrills, I'm taking a call.
There you go.
I'm taking a call. It needs to be about college football game question for pick a game, whatever you want to talk about, or something to do with this Saturday at football. Pick a game. I'm not going to say it right now. Let's go non-Huskers.
Okay.
I want to go non-Huskers. We talk Husker football all the time, which we should.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the other game, it could be a Big Ten game. It could be anything that may affect Nebraska down the line. I'm all for that. But we'll take a phone call, and Bella will take that call.
There you go. All right. So make sure you stick around. Hour number 2, sponsored by Midwest Bank, is coming up next. Or excuse me.
What is it? Midwest Bank?
I believe so.
What are they a member of?
Member.
FDIC.
There you go. Thank you.
FDIC.
Man, I was a day.
We about lost it. We about lost the whole show. Breakers, text in on that if whether or not how Nick handled
I got
Midwest
told,
Bank.
I also got told
FDIC. And then
what is Steve Schindler?
Why do we even care? It doesn't seem as if it's even a big deal. We didn't even mention. I mean, the inventor of FDIC and Midwest Bank, and Nick just kind of smoothed over it. Maybe they're not excited that Steve Schindler is making homemade ice cream for everyone from local cream from Knox County.
Whoa.
So local farmers are bringing cream in today to Steve Schindler, and they're making homemade ice cream in the lobby. Now, there's going to be a little bit of a casino smoky smell because yesterday was Beat the Bank. It was Blackjack Day. And so it's Blackjack education in the morning, then full cocktail lounge in the afternoon with smoking. And so there's going to be a little bit of a haze left there. So they wanted to kind of lighten it up. That's why they're having the ice cream social with Knox County cream. So all the local dairy farmers in the area are bringing in cream, and Steve is gonna make it into quite a treat.
Bolt says Shin Daddy was sweating a bit.
Dave Tebow, can you believe that just happened? We smoothed over FDIC.
We just forgot about it. And I got prepped. I will say, I got told earlier in the week, you got to say member FDIC. Yep. I just forgot, I just skipped right over it.
We took a hit.
That's okay. We got back up.
We're the understudies. That's what we do.
There's a reason we're the understudies.
We're the reasons we are. Yes.
It's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
However, Bird in Columbus does say you guys are killing it. Jake and Sip who?
I like that.
You might not be. Don't tell Jake and Sip that. We have Husker Mike in Waterloo that says great save, Bill. Kmart Steve says that's Nick's first fumble. So there you go.
It's okay. But you know what? We recovered our own fumble.
Exactly.
We're upset the ball was on the turf, but Bella got it.
And we're gonna have a 5-minute commercial break to really get back at it. But before that, is your MacBook or iMac not working? Did you drop your iPhone? Come to Nebraska's Apple authorized service provider, Computer Hardware. Whether you're looking to get your device repaired or upgrade to something newer, Computer Hardware helps you with all your Apple needs. Locally owned for over 40 years, Computer Hardware has served as the leading Apple experts with 4 convenient locations in Lincoln, Kearney, Hastings, and Grand Island. Stop by and see us today. Don't forget they are Nebraska's Apple store. And I'll say this right now. I dropped my laptop from the counter at the old studio, shattered the screen, took it right over to Computer Hardware that fixed it within 3 days.
Probably fixed it. He's so good. He probably fixed that outside the building with a screwdriver. Hey, as you're walking in, what do you got? Just hand it to me.
You're absolutely right. He said, don't even worry about it. You have Apple Care. We're all good to go.
Also, if you bring your phone in with no matter what's going on with right there, if you bring it in a bag of rice, you get 10% off.
Oh, is that right?
If you bring it in a bag of rice, like we're trying to get the water to get, sucked out of your phone or something like that, you get 10% off because Trip went over basically rice does nothing. It does not help. That whole procedure doesn't work. But if you bring it in a bag of rice and ask for Trip and tell them that the ticket sent you, and then you get 10% off.
That's incredible. OG Les Lancaster says this show won't be a bad loss. It's going to be an ugly win. And that's exactly how we tried to draw it up.
Okay,
this morning.
FDIC. Anyway,
we're gonna have another
Steve Schindler. Get that cream going.
We're gonna have another crack at that when we come back. Hour number 2. Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports, coming up next.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're like most guys with symptoms, you don't want to ask for help. Perhaps a free consult with the men's health experts will encourage you. What could it hurt? Limitless knows exactly how to treat your symptoms. They will verify with a blood test, and in a very short time, you'll feel like a new man. So don't drag your feet. You're not going to feel better unless you get help. The providers at Limitless know what they're doing. To receive your custom treatment plan, schedule online at limitlessmail.com and get your life back.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Constructors, Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com. If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
I could write a commercial telling you how great waffle weekends are at the chocolate season. Or I could just have Rico read you the menu.
Banana Nutella. Nutella topped Belgian waffle with homemade whipped cream, chocolate chips, and freshly sliced bananas. Baconator. Buttermilk waffle with bacon slices tucked inside, topped with salted whipped butter, caramelized pecans, and pure maple syrup.
Waffle weekend brunches at the chocolate season.
PB&J.
40th and Old Cheney or online at thechocolateseason.com.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Is your heating system ready for cooler weather? Call Bryant to schedule your fall heating check. No matter what brand, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Stars are back home on November 4th to take on the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders at the Icebox. It's the first visit for Cedar Rapids to the capital city since 2019, and it's also military night with a post-game jersey auction to follow. Lock in your seats today by heading to LincolnStars.com.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
It's football season, and that means coaches everywhere are busy making game plans. Hi, my name is Seth Morris with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we know no two cases are the same. Whether it's a DUI, a criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. We are relentless trial attorneys serving all of Nebraska. To learn more, go to libertylawnebraska.com. Again, that's libertylawnebraska.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Bush.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans. So I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Hour number 2 of the show. Jake Sorensen out today. Steve Sipple out today. Nick Sainer, Bill Bush hanging out with you. Hour number 2 sponsored by Midwest Bank. Member
FDIC.
There it is. That's how it goes smooth like that.
That's how it goes smooth.
All right,
We've already
there it
covered
is.
what Steve Schindler's up to today.
It's a really good weekend in the college football world and NFL world. There's some real intriguing and interesting NFL quarterback matchups that if you're looking to put a little money on the game, you just don't know which way to go. And so with that, we go to our guy, Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports, joins us on the Allo VIP line. VIP line brought to you by Allo Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. And we go to Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports. Lee, happy Friday. It's an incredible week of college football.
And NFL. I think this is combined the best weekend ever. So there's like 5 or 6
you just said best
college
weekend
games,
ever.
and in every window, starting at 8:30 in the morning your time, Kansas City and Miami, and then ending at night with Cincinnati and Buffalo. Doesn't get any better.
That is a great take by Lee. It is amazing on both days. I talked to my wife and I said I need 16 free hours on Saturday. I'd like to be freed up from about 9 till about 3 in the morning, whatever that comes out to be.
My wife asked me, she goes, I was thinking about having someone over. Is there a window we can have them over? And I said, from 11:28 until 11:55 or 12 noon. That's it.
That's it. That my take exactly. That's how great it is.
How about Jake? He has to go away for a wedding.
A wedding. I mean, he's in the way. He will not see a score. Nope. He'll be on his phone. He'll be up there as a best man, trying to find out what the scores are.
Is he the best man?
I believe he's the best man of the wedding.
So here's the crazy part about it. He's the best man of a wedding that's happening in Fresno right now. But I went to lunch with him on Tuesday, and he said he hasn't spoken one word to any of the other groomsmen. He doesn't know. He doesn't know any of the other groomsmen. Doesn't know when they're getting into town. He doesn't know any of their plans.
That's a bizarre.
That's
bizarre
For
situation.
Jake, that means he's just going to be sitting on his phone, other than during the service.
Yes, that's 100% correct. Right.
I did one time. We had, forget this. I think my wife and I were married maybe 6 months or a year, and she was working at a jewelry store, and she said one of her coworkers was getting married, and I said, "What's the date?" And I looked it up. I'm like, "That's Florida State, Miami." She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "I guess we'll be sending a nice parting gift, right?" Yep.
That's incredible.
Right now,
never went out with them again.
This is our favorite part.
If you're like, that's like back in the day, having a wedding, Nebraska and Oklahoma.
That'd be correct.
Yeah.
That would be correct. It was like just taboo. Right now, Nebraska gets a lot of weddings get scheduled on bye weeks. They look into bye weeks, and then there's also been
but it changes. You can't take a chance.
Yeah, something could happen.
Like my daughter just got engaged, and they picked a date, July 5th, 2025. I got married July 3rd, 1993. July, perfect month. You got the July 4th weekend. I think it's July 4th weekend or the All-Star break weekend. 2 great weekends to get married.
All right, Lee. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of these games that are coming up just tomorrow, and let's start with the one that College Game Day is going to, Alabama and LSU in Tuscaloosa.
So LSU's passing game and offense really good. I mean, they've thrown for at least 320 yards all 8 games this year. But I think it's their defense that might cost them this game. They've given up at least 490 total yards to the top 3 opponents they played, Florida State, Ole Miss, and Missouri, and given up 45, 55, and 39 points. They lost 2 of those 3 games, and in my opinion, should have lost all 3. I think Nick Saban, with a bye week, will have his team ready. He's popping into meetings, making quite a few suggestions here after they lost 32-31 last year to LSU in Baton Rouge when Daniels hit on that 2-point play. So his team will be prepared. I think their offense is slowly picking up some steam. Bama's still 16-6 against the spread at home. There's no great super team, but do you want to go against Nick Saban with revenge? I don't here. Roll Tide, Alabama 38-31.
I can see that. Lee, I have a question for you. I feel right now, from being in the coaching world my whole life, is if there was one quarterback out there that I could take right now for it'd be Jaden Daniels. I think he's I think he's playing at the highest level.
He is so accurate, and he does the little things. He runs when he has to. He used to be more of a runner right when he started off when he got to college, when he was at Arizona State. But he sees the field well, and, I mean, strong enough arm. May not be Will Levis strong, but, not that far behind. I think he's – if I have the top 5 pick, he's one of those guys I'm thinking about.
He's impressive. Go ahead.
All right, moving on to the Big Ten Conference. After Lee said Alabama -3 versus LSU, Minnesota, Illinois. Minnesota technically in the driver's seat in the West in a division that Illinois has now kind of been back and forth. The losses to Nebraska, but then also was able to compete with Wisconsin for a pretty good chunk of the time.
So I think that Illinois is underperformed. Now their defense nowhere near it was last year. But I don't. Sometimes their play calling makes no sense. They should be better on offense than what they are. Sometimes they'll run like 4 straight times for like 6, 8, 10 yards a carry, and then all of a sudden they'll try a double reverse pass. Makes no sense at all. So I think they need more continuity there. I just don't think Minnesota is that impressive. They get the most out of their talent here. But, do you want to lay points here? I don't think so. I think Illinois gets it done. Wrong team favored. Illinois 28-24.
All right, staying in the Big Ten Conference, Bill and I were just talking a little bit ago that Rutgers is a 6-2 football team, and they got quite the test this week against the Ohio State Buckeyes. What are your thoughts on Buckeyes and Scarlet Knights here?
How'd you guys do in math in grade school and
not
well,
great.
2 things.
High school?
Lee, I was horrible. I think I got through college with a business math class, and then Nick was in a math class with my daughter, but she was like 2 years younger than him, and he was there in the same math class. So that's
maybe I shouldn't ask you guys. Well,
I can tell you where Nick is at in math.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Think in your mind, close your eyes. How many points does Rutgers score against Ohio State?
I'm going to say 11.
Okay.
If that, 10, 9, somewhere around that mark.
Okay, I was going to be generous and say 12.5. Okay, and you know that Greg Schiano will have his team prepared. I don't see him scoring more than 14 points, and I think Ohio State's going to open up the offense. I think they're going to look at this game and say, okay, we're facing the number 9 defense. We want to face a defense going to give us a challenge so we can get ready for that Michigan game. Because we're probably not going to be able to run a whole lot, especially with Mayan Williams out for the season. So I think they're going to open up with Kyle McCord, let him throw the ball more. That's the way they're going to have a chance to win against Michigan, and they'll work on it here. I think they scored 38 points here. They scored 38 points plus. They win the game. So they scored 38-41. Even though Rutgers is good here, that offense ends up costing their defense plenty of time on the field. Eventually they break down. I think they win this game 38-13. Let's take Ohio State and lay the points.
Coming here to Lincoln, Nebraska, the Huskers, who are 1 win away from getting their bowl game appearance and their 6th win of the season in year 1 of Matt Rule, going to a bowl game for the first time since 2016. They're on the road this week in East Lansing in a program that's, I believe, 0-5, 0-6 in the conference, and is real unstable right now in Michigan State. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, 0-5 in the Big Ten, outscored 160-61. Nebraska, I think he's going to tell Matt Rule, his team, okay, the way we win this game here is defense and run the football here. They don't turn the ball over here. I think they're in good shape. I think this Michigan State roster, I think they're going to have 50, 55 kids leave. I really do. So much instability there. And then I just think that, they got a bunch of injuries too. Look at Michigan State, a lot of their skill players. So just stay the course, even if it's close for a while. Michigan State will beat themselves here. I like Nebraska here, 28-20.
All right, now in the NFL, we mentioned it's a really good week in both college football and NFL. In Frankfurt, in Germany, it's the Kansas City Chiefs who are 2-point favorites against Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins. Can Kansas City get it done in Germany against their former number 1 wide receiver?
So I think this is going to be a fun game. I like the fact that Miami left on Monday. KC waited until Thursday. If you ever travel to Europe, it takes you 3-4 days to get fully acclimated. So I think that's a small advantage here. Also, Miami played the game last week at one point for about 2 series without all 5 starting offensive linemen. They were able to get through that game because they were playing New England. It looks like 3 and maybe 4 will be back for this week. That's huge for Miami. They can run the ball some. I think they're going to have some success. They're not going to score 45, 50 points against this KC defense. They're very good, but enough. And then they get back Jalen Ramsey last week. He had almost a pick 6 there. Slot cover corner, Nick Needham. They'll get back Holland and also Xavier Howard. I think that this Miami team matches up well with Kansas City here. And I think Mike McDaniel's been game planning for this game for a while here. Miami finally gets that signature win here, 34-30.
All right, so Miami. Jake's going to be happy if Miami gets the victory.
Very happy.
I think he's coming down here in December. I just got a text from him yesterday for the Jets game. So he's all in. He's all in. He's saving his money here.
The game will be
no more weddings because if they go to the Super Bowl, he's going.
Yeah.
The game is Pacific time for him, so Jake's going to have to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30
Oh,
in
he'll
the
be
morning.
up. He'll be up.
He'll be up. He will be.
Once again, we're hanging out with Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports. I completely skipped over this one. The Iowa Hawkeyes and potentially a historic low, right? It seems like another week, another low over-under potential for the Iowa Hawkeyes, who are a 5-point favorite at Wrigley Field against the Northwestern Wildcats. Are the Hawkeyes in that offense going to be able to do enough against the Northwestern offense that, frankly, played pretty well in the first half last week?
They did, and if anyone wants to get this game for free, I have a real strong opinion on this game. Be one of the first 5 callers. Call right now, 800-400-9741. First 5 callers, I'm going to give them this Iowa and Northwestern game for free. Northwestern's 4-4. Iowa, surprisingly, right in the race there, and Brian Ferentz stepping down at the end of the year. We're going to find out if he lets it go and opens up the playbook a little bit now. There's no pressure. So it should be a fun game to watch. You want to get it for free. Be one of the first 5 callers. Call 800-400-9741. And last week we did it. Usually a one-day all-access pass is like $77 to $97. We got 4 sports going on today. We've got football, college football. We've got NBA, hockey, and we also have a big UFC selection for tomorrow night. Give you our top selection there. 7 selections, not $77, $87, or $97. $17. Last week we had 8. We went 7-1.
Hello.
You want to build a bankroll? Just one place. Get on it right now. ParamountSports.com.
Lee makes money for everyone.
Lee, can you give that phone number one more time for the folks?
800-400-9741.
Awesome. That's Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports. Lee, enjoy the incredible weekend ahead. Hunker down and let's watch some football.
Okay, sounds good. Take care.
There
Appreciate
is
you, Lee.
Lee
Thank you.
Sterling
I love
of
talking
Paramount
to Lee Sterling.
Sports. Once again, just in case you missed any of the picks from Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports, Alabama to cover the 3-point spread against LSU. Illinois gets it done at home against the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
I see that.
That's a big one in terms of the Big Ten West race. Ohio State gets it done. They cover the 18-point spread against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Nebraska gets it done on the road against Michigan State, according to Lee. And then in the NFL, the Miami Dolphins, who traveled to Europe on Monday, where Kansas City waited till later in the week. But the Miami Dolphins is who Lee thinks will get it done in Frankfurt, Germany. There's some incredible matchups just across, as we talked about with Lee. And before we take a break and get to Bill's thrills, I mean, you look at some of the quarterback matchups in the NFL, Bill, and they're incredible. You have the ones like where it would be, the Cowboys Eagles with Dak and Jalen.
100.
Bills Bengals, Josh Allen and Joe Burrow.
100.
Thank you. Tua and Patrick Mahomes. Tua looks like an
100
MVP
plus.
Yeah, there's some really good quarterback matchups, but then there's some real interesting ones when you have Tyson Bagent and Derek Carr, and you have some interesting ones there with like Bears Saints, Vikings Falcons. Desmond Ritter's not starting for the Falcons. Obviously, Kirk Cousins is out. There's some really intriguing matchups this weekend.
Very much. 100.
There you go. 100. So once again, the picks there, Alabama, Illinois, Ohio State, Nebraska, and the Miami Dolphins. And once again, if you want to get that free play for Iowa and Northwestern, Iowa, a 5-point favorite currently over the Northwestern Wildcats. Northwestern Wildcats had a really good game of football last week against the Maryland Terrapins. and they were able to do it. How about this? David Braun has his Northwestern Wildcats just 2 wins away from a bowl game.
They have winnable situations. They can be a bowl team off a one win last year.
Yeah,
and their coach gets fired right before the season starts in a major scandal.
It's interesting because you look at both, Northwestern and then Michigan State, right? And obviously wins do help, but you feel like Northwestern and David Braun have really set themselves up for success in terms of future jobs. Like David Braun is going to be able to go out and go get a job after what performance he's been able to put on the field against or as Northwestern's interim.
Yep. Things are going to go very well for him. And like we've mentioned on the show here, feel the worst locker room in the country is Michigan State. Just you heard Lee Sterling say there might be 50 people leave. Imagine what the locker room's like right now.
Yeah.
That is a mess. You're trying to, as a coaching staff, trying to get your guys just to play one more game. And it's a tough game to buy into. So it's everything about it is just it just screams that it should be a well-controlled game by Nebraska.
Yeah, the back to the over-under that Iowa Northwestern game, 29.5.
And a hook
is where it's sitting there. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, remember Bill's Thrills today.
Phone call.
We're going to take a phone call, a college football game question for Bill, not related to Nebraska. It cannot be the Nebraska football game. Any other college football game, what you got for us? 402-464-5685, and Bella will take your call on the other side. Bill's Thrills in the Game Show coming up next on Early Break.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Living life to its fullest is just a free consultation away. If you're living with symptoms that you can't shake, then bring your low energy, brain fog, belly fat, grumpiness, muscle loss, and low libido to Limitless Male. We have the expertise to get rid of your symptoms. This is what Limitless Male does all day, every day. You won't find another men's clinic like Limitless Male. We know what you're going through. We know how to fix it. Schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Member FDIC.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400. Constructors, Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and man, do the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this. Happening right now at Coppell, you have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right. Happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with approved credit.
The Stars are back home on November 4th to take on the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders at the Icebox. It's the first visit for Cedar Rapids to the capital city since 2019, and it's also military night with a post-game jersey auction to follow. Lock in your seats today by heading to LincolnStars.com.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the Bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Is your heating system ready for cooler weather? Call Bryant to schedule your fall heating check. No matter what brand, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
It takes a great game plan to win a football game each week, and right now, it's time to plan a trip to get a new car at Mullen Motors. Just like on the football field, there's a wall of defense on the way to Mullen Motors. 48th Street is under construction from Layton all the way to Cornhusker Highway. But the lot at Mullen Motors is full of tons of great vehicles to drive home this fall for the ultimate touchdown. Mullen Motors, still open through road construction at 48th and Walker.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. This week, enjoy a 2-day sale on November 3rd and 4th. Get USDA Choice Whole New York Strip Loin for $6.99 per pound, bone-in turkey breast for $1.99 per pound, and plenty more options. That's all at Fairway Meat Market for the 2-day sale on November 3rd and 4th in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
This.
Anybody who knows me knows I was cocky out of the womb.
Is Early Break with Zip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here, Early Break on The Ticket. Nick Sainer, Bill Bush, thanks for hanging out with us on a Friday. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, and the Starter Heyman text line are both open for you guys the entire way here, as we have about 30 minutes left, if you can believe it. Show's just flown by.
It's been incredible by you. The understudies have killed it today. Made things very smooth. We've had some great conversation. At least Sterling in here.
Yeah.
So very, very lucky to have Nick here to run the show.
Very lucky to have Bill sitting beside me as well here on the table. 1040 O Street, come on down, hang out. It's time for Bill's Thrills, sponsored by Mid-Plains Advisors. Let's hit it here. Here we go, Bill.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom bonanza.
Oh, yeah.
We need bonanza. Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. Have you seen? I sent it to you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break, sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
All right, so normally it would be Freaky Friday, but we're going to go off the beaten path here, and that's totally okay, as we're going to have a college football question for Bill. And for that, we're going to go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline, where we're joined by David. And David will have the question for Bill. All right, David, go ahead. Have at it.
David.
Hi, I'm anxious to hear your thoughts of the last Bedlam game, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. I think it's going to be awesome and exciting.
I appreciate that, David. I agree with you. It's probably the game I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
Just because, well, there's a couple things. One, it was a very angry breakup between the conferences. There was a very angry breakup when Oklahoma left to go to the SEC and leaving Oklahoma State. Now, they're still there in a good spot, but it was a very angry. Gundy was very adamant about that. David, question for you. Do you have any idea what the record is in Bedlam between the two teams?
We might have lost David.
We lost David.
David might have hung up.
See if he calls back in there. We may have lost him. So I'll continue on as we're going. But with the game, it has so much intrigue because of it being the last game. And then also the intrigue is that Oklahoma State now is in great position to go to the Big 12 championship game. They're in great shape with it to be able to get that done. So that's impressive by them. Remember, they got beat 33-0 by South Alabama. They got beat 33-0, and Gundy has basically outcoached everyone in this to get his team back to where they're at right now. It's impressive. If you've ever been to the stadium there in Stillwater, the fans are right on top of you. It's great. I would imagine tonight Eskimo Joe's will be really going strong in Stillwater. It's a great place to play. There is a definite big brother, little brother feeling to a game that Oklahoma State is always that. Also, I'll throw this at you. I asked David the question before we lost him there, but the record, go ahead, give us the record I asked for.
It is Oklahoma leads all time 91-19-7.
That's remarkable.
Heavily favored towards the Sooners.
So in general, a rivalry has to have rivalry numbers, which means it's a 50-50. It's a back and forth. There's no back and forth here. It's 91-19-7. I mean, that's a remarkable number. And so this win would be so big to exit. The last win they had was against Lincoln Riley's last year.
In
correct?
2021.
So they have won this. But if you want to see a rowdy crowd, this will be a rowdy crowd
You'll remember that 2021 because it was really strange that the rumors about Lincoln Riley going to LSU at that time were swirling. He comes out and in the post-game press conference and says, "No, I'm not going to LSU." Then just like less than a day later, he goes to USC.
Yeah, it's almost that night.
It was that night, and it was incredible. I remember talking to somebody from down in Norman where they were doing a coach's show with Lincoln Riley on Sunday. And he said,
waiting for him to come in.
Yeah, they were waiting for him to come in. But then the better part was he goes, his name is Chris Plank, and he was sitting there next to Lincoln's wife during the post-game press conference after Bedlam. And he goes, I looked over at his wife and said, man, I bet that you're happy that the LSU rumors are squashed. And he goes, guys, he looked at me and said, or she looked at me and goes, yeah, we're thrilled. We're ready to be here. And not even 5 hours later, he was on a flight to USC. It's incredible how quick things just changed. But how about this, Bill? We talked heavily favored towards Oklahoma. How about this? Since 2003, Oklahoma State has only won 3 times. Since 2003, they won in 2011, 2014, and then in 2021. I mean, those are long streaks in there where Oklahoma State has not been on the better side of it.
With this, I mean, this if OU loses with the loss to Kansas, it knocks them from what we felt was in the driver's seat to go to the Big 12 championship. Everybody thought it was going to be that the Texas-Oklahoma game. They thought, what? OU won will beat Texas. OU will play it again. Not so fast. There's so many teams involved in that league now. So I think the game is going to be incredible to watch. If I had to predict, I would still predict Oklahoma somehow comes out of this with the win. I'm pulling hard for the mullet and for Oklahoma State in the last Bedlam. But it's just so funny of the name. It's Bedlam, and it's like 91, 19, and 7. Yeah. And so generally there's some pushback going both ways in a rivalry game. But I think it's going to be a great one. Also, if you've ever been there, they have those flat paddles that they slap they slap on the side because it's like a cushion side because the fans are so close to you, and it's a sunken field. So the fans are they're about at head level. They're slightly above you with where they're at. So that it will be a juiced up atmosphere and a lot of fun. So very, very cool. Appreciate the question. It'll be a fun game. David, thank you.
Huge thanks to David. I want to talk one more game before we get to the game show, and that's Washington and USC. Because USC has been this, I mean, frankly, they should have lost to Arizona, as we mentioned earlier. They got bamboozled or they got beaten bad at Notre Dame, right? But USC, who is now the 20th best team in the country, they have an opportunity to knock off number 5 Washington at home. Washington still undefeated. I believe they're 8-0, led by Michael Penix. This is one of those where Caleb Williams' Heisman stock has somewhat shrunk. This is one where he can get it back. And also USC could be in the conversation of, okay, maybe they are legit, right?
They can be in every conversation. Mm-hmm. They've only have one loss in the league. So they still have every opportunity. Yet so when you're playing the teams, they play Oregon after this.
Yeah.
So they have a great chance to be able to come through. So their locker room still has to be pretty positive. They won that crazy game against Cal. But when you're mathematically alive, it's just like right now in the West, in the Big Ten. Everyone's got a pretty good locker room. That really is. It's like, hey, our locker room's pretty good here. We've got 4 teams that are in line to win this thing. So USC has the exact same thing. Now, they gave up 49 to Cal, which was, again, incredible. And the defense is really on the hook. And Washington has not played well the last 2 games. They have not played well. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out and play. If it gets ugly and say Washington does control the game and wins going away by 17 late, that place will turn ugly. The fandom will turn south very fast, and then all of a sudden Caleb Williams, I can't imagine he's not going to the NFL. Yeah. He will be going to the NFL, and all of a sudden it's like, hold it. Now where are we at? Where are we at?
They'll have to usher in a new quarterback next year, and I think they have their guy in Malachi Nelson is his name. He was a former 5-star out of the Southern Cal area. He was previously committed to Oklahoma, and then instantly when Lincoln Riley went to USC back in 2021, he flipped his commitment. But he was the number 5 quarterback in the class, and so he's kind of the guy waiting in the wings.
They'll have somebody.
They'll be just fine. And don't forget, Nebraska goes to USC in 2024. We know that for sure. The other team that I do want to ask you about in the Big Ten, Maryland, right? Because Maryland's at an interesting spot. They're not bowl eligible yet. You would expect them to eventually get there because they are a pretty high quality football team. They had the good start, 5-0, where we felt like, oh boy, that November it'll be 11th game against Nebraska could be real interesting here in Lincoln. Well, now Maryland and Mike Locksley has gone from a decent effort at Ohio State, then you lost to Illinois, and now you lost to Northwestern. Like, the losses have continuously gotten worse for them, and now they face a tough Penn State team this week.
I've said on air that I believe they're 1B as far as the worst locker room right now. The vibe in that locker room has to be, if they go from 5-3 to 5-4, Penn State, I don't know how they can beat Penn State. For it to be a game, no, that wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
But to actually beat them, I don't see it. Now they're 5-4. There's a great chance they go from 5-0 to not bowl eligible.
I was just going to say this.
If they go through the schedule, because they're not going to win at Nebraska.
No, so it's Penn State this weekend, Nebraska next week on the road. Michigan comes to Maryland. Michigan's going to win that one, and then at Rutgers.
Yeah, I don't see them winning any of those games. Yeah. I think it's going to be a 5-7 finish, and the locker room will just keep getting worse. And like I said, this game will be they will rally the troops in this game. It'll end up being, in my mind, probably like a 26-17 Penn State win. Maybe Penn State scores late to make it that score, but they come out with a victory. And that locker room is going to be horrific. And then all of a sudden, Maryland's coming out here. It'll be cold weather. They're going to be like, what are we doing? And so things have, again, lined up well for Nebraska in that area with their opponents and who they have to play in the future. So I see that being a 1B locker room right now.
All right, it's time to play the game show.
Nice.
No Shut Up Sipple today, but it's Shut Up Bill. So that's the situation going to be going on today. I know Friday is normally Film Friday. We're going to go off the beaten path
I'm fine with
the
it.
game show as well. We're doing 2023 bowl game sponsors. Now,
what are you going to give me? What are you giving?
Here's the deal. I'm going to give you the name, like the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. That's not one of them.
Yeah.
I will say this: we should go to the tiebreaker. I gave the easiest.
I don't feel good about this.
I gave the easiest bowl games that you could have.
I've not kept in touch with this real well.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
These are some more traditional bowl game sponsors. So if you feel like your 2023 bowl game sponsors, give us a call 402-464-5685. Shut Up Sipple, but with Bill Bush coming up here. Let's hit it.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Once again, the game show sponsored by Bagels and Joe. Call now to take on Bill as it's 2023 bowl game sponsors. And it looks like we got a contestant, and that is Dairy Bro. Dairy Bro is on the line. Dairy Bro, how do you feel about 2023 bowl games?
Oh, not great.
Okay, here we go.
All right, that's good for me.
That is good. All
Dairy
right.
Bro, does that mean that you're a milk farmer?
Yeah, we're milking cows. We're in the barn this morning.
Oh,
nice.
That's awesome. That's
Incredible.
awesome. All right.
Well, Steve Schiller is bringing in fresh cream from Knox County to make homemade ice cream today. So we're pro dairy here.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Awesome.
All righty, guys. Well, here we go. First question goes to Dairy Bro here on the game show. All right, Dairy Bro, who is the sponsor for the Valero? Oh, crap. For the Sugar Bowl.
Oh, Viero?
Nope. Who is the sponsor for the Sugar Bowl?
He changed it up after he gave you the answer.
Yep.
Oh, Allstate.
All right, there you go.
I think I would have had that.
That was his second question. We're gonna make up a new one. I know one off the top of my head, so we're okay. All right, Bill. First one goes to you. Dairy Bro leads 1-0. Who is the sponsor for the Orange Bowl?
Oh boy, that should be easy.
It should be.
Is it still the same? I think FedEx.
It It is not the FedEx
It was
Orange
at one
Bowl.
time.
It was the FedEx Orange Bowl. All right, Derry Bro, do you want to steal that one?
Pass.
All right, it is the Capital One Orange Bowl.
That would have gotten me
Capital
for like 20,
One Orange Bowl. All right, Derry Bro.
The Capital One used to be like this, like a bowl game itself.
The Capital One bowl game. Nebraska played South Carolina in it, I believe.
When I was at Wisconsin, we played in it.
Yeah. So the Capital One Orange Bowl. All right, Derry Bro. This one for a 2-0 lead. Who is the sponsor for the Fiesta Bowl?
Oh, not Tostitos anymore. I don't think.
5 seconds.
I'm drawing a blank. We'll just go with Tostitos.
It is not the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl.
I'm going to pass.
All right. It is Verbo, VRBO.
Yes.
The
Would
Verbo
not have got
Fiesta
that.
Bowl. All right, Bill, for
I
the
need
one
this.
for the 1-1 tie to go to the tiebreaker, who is the sponsor of the Gator Bowl? The 2023 Gator Bowl.
Texaco.
Is it Texaco?
I knew that was not Texaco.
There you go. It is the, I guess, Derry Bro. Hold on, Derry Bro. Do you know, just for fun, do you know the sponsor of the Gator Bowl?
Tax Slayer?
That is right. Tax Slayer. The TaxSlayer.com Gator Bowl. Congratulations, Derry Bro. Stick on the line. You win a business box of bagels to
Thank
Bagels
you
and
for
Joe.
Derry.
Thank you.
Hey guys. I'm sorry, but I wish I could have said it to Sip. I was going to say, Sip, shut up.
Thank you.
Go, beautiful.
Tell me to shut up. It's fair, Derry Bro. It's fair.
Beautiful. All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Derry Bro. Stay on the line. Bella will get your information. All right. The tiebreaker. Here you go, Bill. The 2023 National Championship game between Georgia and TCU was played at SoFi. What was the attendance?
SoFi had to be 72,498.
72,628.
Pretty sharp. Pretty good.
That is incredible.
Thought I got that on the nose.
That was incredible. That was incredible. Yeah, I messed up on the Valero Alamo Bowl. Valero is the sponsor.
Which
so
that one I would have got. I would have got that one.
I felt like they were somewhat layups. I did the New Year's Six Bowls games.
A lot of changes.
The Fiesta Bowl was the one that I pulled out of my brain, and I knew.
Wonder what made Tostitos get out, because Tostitos was like they were like the poster child. For that.
And Tostitos was a fun one. Everybody loved the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right, that'll do it. Coming up next, I think AD is in the building today.
Nice.
Bill's got to get out of here, and so we'll go ahead and wrap up the show. Coming up next, early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, my name is Seth Morris with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we know no two cases are the same. Whether it's a DUI, a criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. We are relentless trial attorneys serving all of Nebraska. To learn more, go to libertylawnebraska.com. Again, that's libertylawnebraska.com.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico,
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. This week, enjoy a 2-day sale on November 3rd and 4th. Get USDA Choice Whole New York Strip Loin for $6.99 per pound. Bone-in turkey breast for $1.99 per pound, and plenty more options. That's all at Fairway Meat Market for the 2-day sale on November 3rd and 4th in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
You can get diesel anywhere, but what about Atomic Diesel? That comes from Stern. Atomic Diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems. Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with Atomic Diesel. Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how Atomic Diesel and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity.
Celebrate Thanksgiving this year with Venue Restaurant and Lounge and Venue at Home with our Thanksgiving to-go meal packages. Our packages include sliced turkey breasts and roasted gravy, herb stuffing, Yukon Gold mashed potatoes, a harvest salad, and more, with add-on options to upgrade your feast, including smoked ham, prime rib, sides, appetizers, and desserts. You choose delivery right to your home or pick up at our Venue at Home storefront. Order today at holidaysbyvenue.net. That's holidaysbyvenue.net.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
This is Rick Heyman, president of Sartor Heyman Jewelers. My father, Don, always insisted that Sartor Heyman never compromise. Not on quality, not on value, and not on customer service. For that reason, you can be sure that every item of jewelry you purchase from Sartor Heyman is the very best, no matter how small or how large. When it comes to jewelry, if we don't have it, you don't want it. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island, and sartorheyman.com.
I'm Christy. I used to smoke cigarettes. I had smoker's cough and severe shortness of breath, and I knew I had to quit. Then I tried e-cigarettes, but I just ended up using both. I really didn't start to get better until I quit smoking completely. My tip to you is just cutting down on the number of cigarettes you smoke isn't enough.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Constructors, Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their open mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Call your local State Farm agent Vinny Krekak at 402-474-1173.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
We're on the air.
Back.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Early Break. No Jake Sorensen, no Steve Sipple. Bill Bush is on his way out. He's got an appointment. So now Nick Sainer and AD are with you on the spillover, excuse me. Sponsored by South Point Medical and Aesthetics. AD, what's up, my man?
So good to be back.
Oh, wrong mic. Sorry about that. There you go. You're back. Now here you are.
Man, it's so good to be back in the capital city. It's good to be home.
Yeah, you were, where were you now? Was it?
No idea.
Oh, Little Rock. Little Rock. You were in Little Rock. That's right.
Woke up yesterday morning. It was like, I have no idea where I'm at. Dude, I'm dead serious.
Did you get there?
For like 3 seconds. I didn't speak until 10:25.
Yeah.
Sound check was at 7:30.
Jeez.
I was like, bruh.
Were there just other speakers?
Yeah,
Is that what's going on?
There was other speakers, but my sound check is real simple. Do you have a microphone?
Yeah.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
But you always want to appease the clients a little bit. So I went in, did the sound check, and it literally takes, my slides have no video, no sound. I do that on purpose to make sure it's it flows pretty good. But man, great people. It was for the Conway, Arkansas Chamber of Commerce, and it was at University of Central Arkansas. Scottie Pippen's on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man. They got Scottie Pippen Court or Arena or something like that, what it's called.
That's great. That's
Town
great.
of about 50,000, 50,000.
I got told on the text line that I had a train wreck game show. I don't know if you listened to the game show.
I was drinking coffee.
Here's what happened. On the first question to Dairy Bro was our contestant. So it was bowl game sponsors today.
Okay.
Bowl game sponsors for 2023 season. And I may have said the bowl game sponsor in the first question that I asked to Dairy Bro. So I then had to reiterate and make up a new question on the fly, which I figured it out. But it was somebody, Sean P. from Eagles says, first of all, he got my name wrong. Second of all, he says train wreck game show. So there you go. I didn't think it was too bad. You win some, you lose some. So here you are. But no, it's been a good show. Appreciate Bill for hanging out with me. As we call ourselves the understudies throughout the course of the day, because Bill doesn't really feel like part of the show. He's that third wheel. As he says,
he's been here for 6 months.
He said he feels like a third wheel at
Come
times.
on, coach.
And so anyway,
anyway, no third wheels on in this piece, man.
Yeah, exactly. And then with Sip en route to East Lansing, and Jake is in Fresno currently. I actually just got a text message from Jake. So
Jake's up early for
yep,
Fresno
Jake,
time.
Jake is up early. I think he's
6:07 their time.
Sean P said I said your name wrong on purpose. All right, Sean. Anyway, but no. All right. Hey, AD, you should be in a great mood. Your Pittsburgh Steelers.
See, now it's getting personal, dog.
Yep, exactly.
It's getting personal. Now, if we would have been in Pittsburgh and you said that, they might have beat you down.
I wouldn't be in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they might have beat you down, man. Well, Philly would have been cool because, Philly fans are rough, and they have a jail in their stadium.
Yeah. But so the Pittsburgh Steelers, though,
get the job in their stadium.
Yeah. They get their job done. The job done last night. I said this statistic to Bill at the start of the show.
Mm-hmm.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are the fourth team since 1933
to
be outgained in every single game.
Every game.
But have 5-3 record.
Dude, here's the deal. Okay, I'm gonna read a few things before I go into this, man. First of all, folks, happy Friday. Remember to set your clocks back.
Yeah.
Let it fall back on Saturday night. Saturday night midnight. Oh, yes, brother. I'm going to get smacked by that extra hour of sleep.
Here we go.
I'm going to enjoy it.
An extra hour.
Yes, I'm going to enjoy it. So set your clocks back on Saturday night. Don't forget that. But no, dude, I was watching this game, man, and I was flying last night. So the first half I watched in the airport in Chicago as I'm pounding soup like crazy, man.
Pounding soup.
Man, they had that. Dude, it wasn't regular soup they had.
Yeah.
Man, in the old United Lounge. And it's good to go to the United Lounge, get away from the terminal. When you travel all the time, dude, it's worth it.
Dang.
It's worth
That's awesome.
It's worth it. So I'm sitting there, I'm knocking this soup out. It was some sausage, potato, and cheese with something else in there, man.
Dang.
And I'm knocking out. I had one bowl. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But then I had until like 8 o'clock. I'm like, then I went for another. Then I was like, man, I'm no quitter, so I have 4 bowls.
No reason to stop after just one.
Yeah, the guy came up, sir, you're eating all the soup.
Yeah. After this, you have to pay for this.
Yeah.
Now. You have to
put the spoon down and don't scream the race card. You're drinking too much soup.
Don't play that. Don't play that with us.
In the words of Michael Jackson, doesn't matter if you're black or white, you're eating too much soup.
Anyway, so the Steelers get it done after. I mean, frankly, 80. I'm gonna come out and say it. They suck on offense.
No, Nick. No, you're being nice.
Atrocious. They're putrid.
Atrocious, putrid. But here's I'm gonna say this though. I've been letting Pickett's off the hook a lot.
Yeah.
Canada's bad, but Pickett's has been missing some.
Yeah.
I mean, wide open throws, man. So forget Canada deserves the criticism he gets. That's what he gets paid a lot to do, and Pickett's as well. Now I don't attack the college players like this, but when it's your job, I kind of let you have it when you've been consistently bad. They've been consistently inconsistent both as a coordinator and as a quarterback. And I'm gonna say this: Pickett's been getting some passes, but I mean like passes, and but I'm telling you right now, he's got to start making some connections because Levy.
Yeah,
he looked good last night for the Texans.
Will Levis,
who the heck they're called? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Titans.
The Titans.
Yeah, I would agree. There was some throws where Will Levis made that it was like, all right, man, you might be able to get away with those at Kentucky, but in the NFL, you're probably not going to. And he finally got picked off at the end of the game as well. But what I would also say, George Pickens doesn't seem happy with the situation right now,
because he's getting overshot all the time or just missed.
Yeah.
To have the type of let me read this to you, man. So I was in there trying not to yell because I pulled it up on my laptop. So let's look at these numbers, Nick. I know you probably saw them last night on the news, but look at these numbers right here. Lucky number 7. 7 wins when scoring 20 or fewer points, most in the NFL.
That's gross.
Crappy stat is that? 7 wins after trailing through 3 quarters, most in the NFL. 7 wins when being outgained in yards, tied most in the NFL. They call the lucky number 7.
Do you want to know what this sounds like?
What?
University of Iowa.
Man, bro.
How do you move on from Matt Canada when you're winning games?
It's sad, but it's very similar to Iowa, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very similar to Iowa. The thing about our defense, but it cost us last week, though.
Yeah.
If you rely on your defense, you don't score enough points, it's going to cost you. In Pittsburgh, we got lucky again last night. because the defense is so dominant.
Yeah.
You know, the defense puts in work. There were some horrible calls both ways on roughing the passer, though. Both ways. The one we got, I'm looking like, can you hit anymore in the NFL?
Yeah.
They are so inconsistent with the calls, man. I don't get it with the roughing the passers.
Yeah.
And then I'll say this as well. I felt bad for those guys as well, because there was a hit that they sacked Pickett's. He didn't belly flop on the guy, for heaven's sakes. Let me ask you this, Nick. How are you supposed to fall? Now, if it was an egregious, power drive or something like this, they're almost asking these guys to catch themselves while they're already in the air. How do you do that?
Well, it's all on that rule of like, they don't want to bring their whole body weight. They're trying to stop the whole body weight.
Nick,
coming down on the quarterback.
Have you been able to stop your whole body weight from falling down?
Hey, AD, listen.
No,
No, you can't.
Once your feet are off, once you commit and you're in the process of making a tackle, I mean, who can do that?
No, you can't.
You can tell if it's egregious or not.
Yeah.
And neither one of those, the ones for us or for the Titans, looked egregious to me. And then you look at Warren, our running back. He got fined $48,000 last week for a clean block. That was his game check.
Yeah.
Now, some people I heard on Twitter, people are like, oh, he shouldn't make that much money. It's entertainment. Get out of how much they should or shouldn't make bull crap, because you don't say Taylor Swift shouldn't make that much money.
Hello.
It's entertainment. I have no problems with entertainers making money. My whole comeback to that is don't pay for the tickets in. So I have no problems with those guys making that money. But when they came after, there were a few people on Twitter, oh, Warren should make that much money. These guys make too much money. Well, don't watch it then.
Yeah.
It's real simple.
It's funny they bring up game checks. Eric Armstead just posted actually a couple days ago a video of him getting his game check. He makes $393,000 per game. However, 49.3% of it gets taken out with taxes. So he makes a little over $100,000 per game.
Now check this out, Nick. This is kind of segue into another conversation a little bit. But I'll never forget going to the Packer games with Tyrone Williams, former Nebraska cornerback, when he was playing for Green Bay. And he goes, AD. I said, Tyrone, and it was freezing out there too. Freezing. I'm thinking, man, I said, man, how do you play in this? He goes, AD, man, I'll tell you something, dog. That Southern accent.
Yep.
As long as they keep paying me these checks, every day's 80 degrees, baby. That's what he said. But
they don't care about that.
He says, you get used to the cold when you see those game checks.
I was just going to say.
But he says, but he said, what he said though, Nick, he goes, AD, this game check is not, he goes, dude, Uncle Sam was going to get half.
Yeah.
And he goes, a lot of these dudes, man, they go in looking at that top number. They don't minus the other half. There's a reason why, Nick, that, close to 60% in pro sports after 3 years file for bankruptcy, man, they don't consider Uncle Sam is going to get his.
Yeah.
I've made those own mistakes, obviously not that type of money, but not paying quarterlies on time. You don't have to pay your quarterlies in your own company, but guess what, at the end of the year? Booyah!
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to write a big check, or they get you, man. They're going to get that money.
Bolt says on the YouTube stream, says, been a Steelers fan since the 70s, and Kenny Pickett is a bad quarterback, and Matt Canada is a bad offensive coordinator.
Bo, I got to agree with you, man. And my fellow Steeler, I'm going to tell you something. For all year, I'd kind of given Pickett some passes. In the back of my head, I'm thinking, he's missing some wide open passes and just not making reads, Nick. So I'm not sure what's going on in Canada. I'm already done with that discussion.
There you go.
I'm not going to go out and blatantly say
he coached from the field last night.
He's going to be coaching from the parking lot pretty soon.
Not even coaching, just in the parking lot. He's going to be in the parking lot.
He's going to be a fan.
There you go. All right, let's get out of here. It's about time to begin the drive with AD and Raph. Raph will join us from the other side of the planet, Ralston, Nebraska. Coming up after the break. Once again, appreciate you guys hanging out with me and Bill throughout the course of the show today. 402-464-5685 is the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. Had a great show today. Had plenty of college football discussions. Kicked it off with a little bit of Michigan action and what it all means for Tony Petitti's reputation on how he handles this. We talked FSPs, field storming possibilities with Bill. Hung out with Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports. And then obviously talked a little bit about the Bedlam rivalry, which is going to happen for the final time tomorrow.
That's sad.
How about this? AD, I got to ask you, do you know the song Down Under by Men at Work? Do you know that song?
Thinking of the Men Down Under.
Yes. Do you know that one?
Although I don't know the words.
I wish I could quickly. I wanted to ask you for a rating on it. Because
dude, I'm giving that one. You know why it means so much to me? Because my older brother, God rest his soul, would just wake up in the morning singing that song.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, he was just, because my brother was just a black dude that would listen to Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Then he listened to hip hop. Then you throw some country in there. He was a man of many songs, but that one there, but Men at Work, Down Under was a good song.
Down Under, that was the Starter Heyman Jewelers song of the day. So if you missed any of the
you
show,
gotta play that one again, man.
We'll try to play it.
The way it comes on.
Yeah. Oh, it's hype. It's hype.
Man.
So we'll go ahead and work on that in the 8 o'clock hour here. But if you missed any of the show, check out the podcast at theticketfm.com.
I'm gonna read some of your texts as well. Unknown texture, I think, real quick, put in there. He goes, man, soundbite. That wasn't regular soup. I'm telling you, 9752. I don't know what they had in that soup. United Soup is better than their Wi-Fi. That's for sure, though, man. Every plane you get on, I'm sorry to say it, ladies and gentlemen, the Wi-Fi is down. I'm like, does any of your Wi-Fi work on any of your airplanes?
Does the Wi-Fi ever work? Oh man, gotta love it. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. We're out of here for early break, but the same crew coming up next is Raph will join us from Ralston. It's Nick, AD, Raph, and I'll do the famous sign-on with Jake Sorensen in Fresno, Steve Sipple in Lansing, and Bill Bush out of the studio. Nick Sainert saying so long. See ya.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job,